Excuse the noise of the rain. It's been raining for the last 2 months in Sydney and we're a little bit over it now. But we need the rain. God blesses us with rain and let it fall. Let it fall. I'm going to make a really bold statement here and say that some of the habits you think that are actually good might actually be bad habits for you. Not getting enough sleep. So if you're not getting enough good quality sleep, it could be a number of reasons for this. It could be work, it could be your children keeping you up at night, thanks Leah and Summer. But remember, a lack of sleep can really lead to some serious health issues, especially around your heart. High blood pressure, irregular heartbeat, weight gain. Have you ever wondered how humans are actually supposed to sleep? I found this really fascinating article from Science Underground that actually shows how people used to sleep before the Industrial Revolution. And guess what? Our ancestors actually slept differently. Apparently there was this thing called first sleep and second sleep. So the first sleep was about going to sleep at around 9 o'clock, sleeping for about 3.5 hours, then waking up and actually reading a book, doing some gardening, or just doing something for about an hour or so, speak to some neighbors because everyone was awake at that time, and then going back to sleep for their second sleep. And here is where they slept for another 3.5 hours. So all up, they slept for about 6.5 to 7 hours every night. But with the invention of the light bulb and the clock and electricity, it kind of meant that we didn't have to have those broken sleeps anymore because people were going to wake up a lot earlier in order to get to work. I actually found this really fascinating. Some scientists and historians actually believe that sleeping in 2 parts is how humans are supposed to sleep. Well, maybe we can learn something from our ancestors where we could go to sleep quite early instead of binging on the TV or binging on social media. We can actually go to sleep a little bit earlier, wake up at about midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, do a little samba, something along those lines, and then go on to have our second sleep and waking up at about, 7 or 8 o'clock. But then again, we're living in the real world where things have changed. But if you can try and incorporate some of these principles where, hey, going to sleep earlier is not actually a bad thing, it's a good thing for you because you are going to be in tune with your natural body systems and natural body rhythms. So as a health coach, I would be making some recommendations on what you can start to do to incorporate it into your life. And one of the things that I would really encourage you to do is have a look at your schedule. What are some of the things that you are doing throughout the day that you don't really need to be doing? There might be things in there that you're thinking, this isn't really important, so let me prioritize with the tasks that really need to be done. So just from my own personal experience, I've started homeschooling Leah and I have officially been accepted to homeschool her, which is really exciting, and I look forward to sharing some videos of us homeschooling. So now that I have started homeschooling, I am still working as a rehab counselor, as a health coach, I'm still doing YouTube, and plus I've got all the other household things to do and look after Summer at the same time. So for me, I really need to prioritize how I spend my time, and I would encourage you to do so as well. If you're not getting enough sleep because of a noisy environment, just like it's been raining for the last 50 days in Sydney, except for a couple of days where it's actually been sunny, but the rain is actually keeping us up at night because we're getting thunderstorms that is waking us up from our sleep. If taking medication is something that you have explored in the past, and from experience with talking to my clients, I do know quite a lot of medications that are suggested and prescribed, and in all honesty, there are some clients who have had, a little bit of success with taking medication, but I've seen in a lot of, cases that taking medication hasn't always been the answer. And if anything, it's left them feeling really drowsy throughout the day and not able to function as well as they would like, being at work or being at home or whatever they're doing. So if you're looking for more of a natural approach, which is what our channel is all about, then you might want to consider having a bath and Epsom salts. If you don't have a bath, try getting some natural organic cream that you can rub onto your skin before going to sleep. Just rub it on your arms, legs, body, neck, So you're inhaling that beautiful scent of the Epsom salts and it's being absorbed into your skin. Another wonderful way to settle into sleep is to have chamomile tea. And please make sure that you have it at least a couple of hours before going to sleep, because you don't want to wake through the night having to go to the toilet. Supplementing with magnesium is also another great way to go to sleep. Before our family go to sleep, we will give the girls magnesium in a cup of milk, soy milk of course. What have you used for sleep? I'm here to create a community where people can share this information of what has worked for them, what might not have worked for them, so that people can have the option of trying different things. So please comment below on what you have used or what you have done in order to have a good quality night's sleep. Okay, enough with the sleep. Now, number 2, eating on the go. Well, I understand that many of us are living in a time where we are a little bit time poor and we are on the go. We are very, very busy. It's a culture of busyness. Everyone's busy, 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 busy. Now, if you're one that's not really worried about what you are going to be eating or don't really have a meal schedule, simply because you don't have the time to really think about it, then I think that you're one of those who will grab on the go. And this will mean that if you're hungry, you will grab the first thing that you will see, or if you feel like eating something, you could Uber Eat, because getting food to you is so much more convenient than cooking a meal for yourself. However, I do want to stress that yes, it's convenient, yes, it's easy, you just pick up the phone, dial what you want or order what you want online, but there is the downfall to this. Look, if you need to grab something on the go, that's fine once in a while. But what happens if you get into the habit of doing this on the daily? 1, you're probably spending way too much money on meals through the week, and you'll realize, oh my God, I just spent $200 worth of takeaway food when I could have bought the same food and made it myself and paid $50. The biggest downfall when it comes to buying quick, convenient, fast food is you don't actually know what's in your food. You don't know where it's come from, you don't know what they've added to it, and I can bet your dollar that it is loaded with all the nasties. And by the way, just because you got that salad, let me tell you about dressings. They are loaded with sugar, hidden sugars that you probably had no idea that they do. Next time you're on the go and you happen to have some time to sit down and actually eat your meal without rushing from A to B, have a look and see what ingredients are actually on there, because I can guarantee you that there will be sugars that you had no idea were in. It doesn't take a rocket science to put 2 and 2 together of what our ancestors used to eat, how they ate, and so forth. Our ancestors ate unprocessed food, uncontaminated food, food that hasn't been altered in one way or another through GMOs. It's another topic in itself. Our ancestors ate according to what was in their environment. So they weren't getting food that was from another country being shipped over for them to eat. Yes, I get it, we're living in the 21st century and we can't just simply go outside and grab an apple to eat, which it would be wonderful if we could, or grab a fresh mango as we're walking through the streets. How cool would that be? And I would really encourage councils and communities to incorporate more of this fresh produce in their communities. One of the takeaway messages I took when I was doing my studies over at IIN to become a health coach was cook once, eat twice. If you haven't heard this concept before, it's where you cook a lot more than you need to and you store it in your refrigerator for future use. Living a sedentary lifestyle. Let me ask you this. How long are you sitting down, laying down throughout the day? Studies show that in America alone, and I'm using America because there's a lot of studies there, and then I'll share some Australia studies as well. It says that Americans will sit for up to 11 hours a day. In Australia, 70% of adults are considered to have a sedentary lifestyle. This is one of the biggest deal breakers of our generation. There are so many health risks associated with sedentary lifestyle. If you are sitting for longer than you need to, then please, it is now time to move your body. A sedentary lifestyle can be considered as someone who is sitting in front of the TV, someone who's sitting in front of social media, someone who's sitting in front of the computer working. There is quite a few different things, but as long as you are sitting, that's considered a sedentary lifestyle. Would I be right if I asked you, are you sitting while you were watching this video? So how can we incorporate more body movement in our lifestyle? Now, some of these things you might have heard before, which is fine, which is great. And for those who have not heard of these before, then please start to incorporate some of these into your daily routine. An example is, instead of taking the lift, use the stairs. If you catch public transport, how about you get off a stop earlier and walk the rest of the way? Now, are you a little bit like me where we go grocery shopping and we try to find the closest car spot to the grocery store? And if you are, then I will encourage you, which is something that I should do and I now do, is park further away so that you can walk further to get to the shop. I want you to comment below of some of the things that you do or have done and found success in, things that you can do to move your body if you have a sedentary lifestyle. Number 4, absence of a spiritual practice. It's not just about a mental, physical, or nutrition that can keep you sick. There is one thing called a spiritual practice. Now, I'm not talking about being part of a religion, which is fine, and many people are part of a religion, but I'm talking about what you feed your soul. What do you feed your spirit with? Now, I'm sure there's quite a few out there who might not even knowingly be aware of this, but when you are sitting there in front of the news, you are feeding your spirit with fear, because there's a lot of news out there that are all negative. If you're driving and you're listening to the radio, what kind of music are you listening to? Is it uplifting? Is it empowering you? Or is it disempowering you? And then if you are at work and you're walking into the office, which I used to encounter when I was working in an office, was office gossip, which I couldn't stand. I couldn't stand. It was just so negative. The office politics, it just, I mean, who wants to be around negative people? These kind of negative vibes are killing your spirit and you don't even know it. I mean, when was the last time that you worked on personal growth? When was the last time that you fed your soul with nourishing information, with uplifting information? When was the last time you said yes, but really wanted to say no? When was the last time that you ate or walked mindfully? This is no doubt a huge topic, and it will be something that I will be sharing a little bit more down the track. But for now, I really want you to just start to think about, what am I feeding my soul? What am I feeding my soul? Delve a little deeper and do some research on ways that you can uplift yourself and really empower yourself to live an extraordinary life. So what are the basics of spiritual practice? If you look back at our ancestors, they engaged in ceremonies. They danced around fires and celebrated with a huge feast. Ceremonies was their way of creating a sense of community and belonging. Our ancestors practiced gratitude. I mean, obviously this is a little outdated because we live in the 21st century, but we can still apply these principles in our everyday. So if you are on social media, find groups of and communities of people who are like-minded as you, who share the same interests as yourself. And if you don't find anyone that shares the same interests as you, then create one. If you feel lost or have lost your way, I would encourage you to look into meditation. Now, meditation has changed my life. To me, meditation means that it is my way of talking to God, because meditation is like a form of prayer, and your intuition is God's way of talking to you. I would love to know how you nourish your soul, so please feel free to comment below so that we can all become aware of different practices on how to feed and uplift your soul. Ignoring your financial health. How many here feel like they are under some sort of financial pressure? It is one of the worst stresses that we face as a community, as a society as a whole. Signs might include difficulty sleeping, feeling angry, having some sort of mood, getting really irritated quite easily. These can contribute to so many different health issues. I can't even list right here because there are so many. Financial stress can be caused from maybe someone losing their jobs. I mean, it's no big secret that this year has been one of the biggest stresses that we have faced as a global community. When someone loses a job, it may lead to some sort of debt, or if someone has a job but are gambling, again, it can lead to some sort of debt, causing these financial stresses. This is a topic I want to delve into a little bit more. It is quite a big topic, so I'm going to keep it really simple here. But for now, I just want to ask you, have you experienced some sort of trouble saving? Are you spending too much money? Is there more money going out than there is money coming in? Are you maybe not confident in seeking some financial assistance or financial help? There are a number of support groups that you might be able to access in your country, so I would encourage you to have a quick look to see who you could approach in order to help you through these challenging times. So there you go, 5 bad habits that are keeping you sick or at risk. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe button, and don't forget to comment below. As I said, I want to create a community of people who are curious about their health and wellness and how to change it for the better so that they can live an extraordinary life. Thank you so much for being here. I wish you nothing but health and abundance, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.